Again, holy shit. Had no idea the Pats would run some screens this game. Jonnu Smith still running on screens. Still to this day is running on screens. Play action. And the thing about it is, like, it's not even the best. Like, I'm not going to get into it, but it was supposed to be basically a fake screen to Harris, and then Jonnu Smith like kind of chipping and releasing, and then so they wanted the run they wanted the design of it to be fake run. They bite up. They're showing the screen to Harris, and they're all flow to that side, and then you have Jonnu Smith, boom, hit him. But they bump into each other, so it doesn't really work that well. But again, the Jets are being super aggressive in shooting up the field when, again, they have to have a feel for, okay, the Pats are letting them get some penetration. What's going on? Big part on linebackers, screens, big part. Same thing with defensive linemen too. But what's going on? These guys, no idea. Whoever that is. Eccles, who's probably, I don't know if he's in like a cover 3. I don't know exactly what his zone is here. I forget. So he's probably just going to cover his zone. Nonetheless, he doesn't pick it up. Now Marcus May is left in a shitty situation. Good job avoiding that block and getting inside, but misses a tackle. Now, is this an easy play to make? Like other people say, oh yeah, it's really easy to make. They should make every single tackle in open field. Is this an easy play for Marcus May to make? No, but you do want to see him. And again, a good job crossing over, chopping down. You just want to see him run with a little bit more control. Again, Jonnu Smith, he's athletic, but Marcus May is much more athletic. So just be a little bit conservative. You don't have to try to blow him up, because even if you are a little bit flat-footed, you could probably break and tackle him. But he shoots aggressively outside, races outside. Jonnu Smith steps inside. Does he get a hand on him? Maybe he taps him right there on his knee. Maybe, but barely gets a hand on him. 2-hand touch, he loses. And this is a scenario. Again, break down, wide feet, sink your ass, be ready for a cut inside or outside. Great job defeating the block, but him racing to the outside was bad right here. And obviously, he misses that tackle, and Jonnu Smith runs for a massive gain. Okay. Hall beat for touchdown. Trick plays are kind of – so the thing is, like, sometimes they are hard, obviously, because it's a trick. So if you get tricked out of trick play, that's the point of it. Again, meeting room. Before this game, you should say, hey, stay with your receivers, because they're probably going to run some type of trick plays, because that's what they freaking do. They're the New England Patriots. So, I'm not going to bail out Hall for this, because whatever this may be, whatever coverage is going to be, a 3, a 3 or inverted C, like whatever it's going to be, Hall is responsible for this outside receiver initially. He sees the quick throw into the flat to the receiver. What should he do? Again, just comes with smarts and knowing the Patriots. This might be some kind of trick. The Falcons just did it last week with what's his name? Patterson. So what can't you do? And well, you want to engage this guy, and if he continues to block you and he continues to widen, then shed. But with this much space, with that design from the Patriots, with him just throwing into a wide open flat, so far behind the line of scrimmage, again, it's hard. It's harder to do than to say, because it seems easy. But just stay with your guy. It's really that simple. Just knowing a team is probably going to run some type of trick plays. Just stay with your man. And he realizes, oh shit, he just let me go right here. Probably a little bit of that, and looking at him and saying, oh, he looks like he's not trying to really run the ball right here. Oh shit. Oh, and he's beat for a touchdown. That just comes with coach. That's a coach's thing. Like, hey, Well, and obviously, if did they tell him in the meeting room? Did they not? Should he know that already? Yes. To be fair. So that's a combination of both. Hold on a second. All right. Jets first lead draw. Draw, lead. Again, good job by the Pats, just getting a double team on the play side. You want to see, I think this is Rankins, create some disruption. The Pats offensive line did a great job this game, but he got locked up. Yeah, Rankins just gets locked up. Yeah, he's okay in the run game. He's not great in the run game. You want to see him get his hands in and drive him back a little bit, just control the line of scrimmage a little bit better. Another thing with this too is, again, in terms of the linebackers, Quincy seeing this block coming, running back here, shoot aggressively and fill inside right here. He eyes the blocker, and maybe he's in man coverage on him on this play. Nonetheless, you have to realize that it's a run play at this point. So get your eyes on the running back and blow this guy up and try to get on the running back. But he just hesitates. He just allows himself to be blocked. He just goes exactly where he wants him, inside out. Sherwood sees the run coming, and yes, he has to do. He can't necessarily just shoot to the play side right here, because he has to maintain his backside gap responsibility. But at the same time, what does he have to do? He has to shuffle to allow himself to play the backside, but also play the front side. And he again just shoots upfield and just takes himself out of the play. He runs right into the combo. Deuce block, deuce combo to the thick backer. That's just all it is. Thick backer, thin backer in terms of the combo on the front side. Thick backer. And they barely have to work. His eyes are on him. Their eyes are on Sherwood. That's where they're going, because the design is to they're isolating double team to that, and then getting a again that lead on Quincy Williams. But he does the job for him. He just runs into him. Rankins doesn't do anything. Sherwood blocks himself. Again, getting comboed is tougher here. I believe that's Q. That's tough work for him. He does get driven. You want to see him be able to hold his ground a little bit better for sure as well. But nobody makes a play. Even have Lawson, who's a good run defender, but he's playing patty cake with Hunter Henry. Get over the top of him. Runs inside. You have your eyes in the backfield. Get over top of him. You just got blocked by tight end. Now Marcus May has to make the tackle, which he does. And thank God Marcus May made a lot of minus one play. He made a lot of tackles for the Jets defense. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, just start off the game with a ton of shitty defensive plays, which is not out of the ordinary. Jets for a screen, Huff hold Sherwood. Okay. So I guess we're watching the if there's a hold right here, which yes, but again, it's the Pats, so it's not going to get called. It doesn't matter. They can hold. So one, Huff is definitely held. Would it make a difference right here if he's not? Maybe he gets his hands up, maybe not. But you're telling me that this is not a hold? The ref is standing right there. Literally right there. Arjai's on it. Maybe not. But looking at this, should you see that as a ref? I'm going to go with yes. But again, doesn't matter. It's the Pats. There's a hold. Now Sherwood too. Again, he's getting depth in his zone. And what should you notice? Look at the offensive line. Do you not see a screen coming? Sherwood doesn't. He's a smart player, though. He's a really smart player. I forgot that. Yeah, Auburn. He was brilliant. Again, pre-snap, he might have been okay. He communicated a lot. Does that mean you're smart? Just because you communicate, you could be telling guys to do the wrong thing, to be completely honest. But people applauded him for that. Post-snap, I was not impressed at all in terms of smarts. He screwed up a lot of things post-snap. So when the shit hits the fan, I don't think he's very smart. I'm not trying to shit on everybody, but I'm just not the biggest fan of the player. Could he be okay? Maybe. But he gets depth. Look at the quarterback, has no idea that the screen is coming until he throws the ball. Now he triggers on it. Oh shit, yeah, now there's a screen coming. But now you're not going to be in the best position. And again, he comes in out of control. And he's just not the most athletic guy either. So in terms of making tackles in the open field, have fun with that, because he is not explosive. He is not laterally athletic. His tackle radius is not big. But you'd like to see him break down a little bit earlier and not just completely overrun this. Does he even get a hand on? I don't know. Q makes a tackle. Good job by Q, finding it. But how many yards did they just gain? They always gained like 5, 6, 7 yards on everything. I don't know. 5 yards there. Jets first draw. These are the first 2 drives, right? I don't know why I recorded from this angle. Was there anything I needed to see here? I guess you could argue too that Hall, they see a little bit better recognition there. I don't know if that's what I was meaning to do, but you could tell that. Again, that comes with experience and stuff like that. But you could tell that he's not really trying to run a route right here. He has no shit moment. You'd like to see him again recognize that a little bit earlier, because he gets run out of his spot. Again, Ashton Davis has to make a tackle now from. Again, little pump, fake out the defense, draw. Red Sea parting. Quincy's got a little bit quicker with the shoot. He gets cracked. May should fill. May's a tiny bit late on the fill. Yeah, that's hard though, because he's in man coverage. They're both in man coverage, so they follow. And then these both turn to cracks, so they realize it last second. So it's a well-designed play. The Pats run designs are always great. But you have Fadokasi here too, who, again, and I like a lot of what Fadokasi does, but he completely overruns that. He falls down a lot too, by the way. But if he's blocking you on this angle, inside out, where's the run most likely going? Inside. So you don't want to shoot up the field. Get 2 hands inside, stack them, shed them. But he completely overruns it. So now that's open. He just got cracked because he was late to shoot just a tiny bit. And these 2 guys carry because it's man coverage. But that's a lot on Foley too. That's a lot on Foley to me. He's meeting at you at this angle. Don't shoot him the angle he's meeting you at, because that's where the run is not going. They're both late to recognize. Off to the races for Harris. Jets versus wedge. Goal line. You have 2 guys who follow. Is that Q? Is that Q or JF? I think it's Q. 2 guys follow Q inside. You have 1 blocker versus 3. And again, the Pats are probably going to be aggressive. You'd assume, or they're probably going to run the ball. So in this look, you need to shoot because you only have a yard to work. And you have Huff, who is not getting blocked, but wants to get hands on for whatever reason. You have whoever that is. You have Quincy, who kind of just does nothing. He gets blocked by just not shooting. So again, sees a gap, doesn't shoot. You have Davis who gets blocked, but then you have two guys who are just doing nothing. Three guys get blocked by one guy. Runs in for a touchdown. Like, shoot. Why is he getting hands on 47 when 47 is not going to block you? Shoot. Get inside. Shoot the gap. Get inside. Nope. Three guys get blocked essentially by one guy. Held up by one guy. Touchdown. Jets blown D. Okay. It says 55 out, but it's freaking hot in this room. I don't get it. The fans in the come on scene or something. Sweating. Again, pretty a lot of spot. I don't like how many there's not a lot of match. There are some zone matching principles they have. But a lot of it's spot dropping. They don't match 2 to 1 and 1 to 2 and push calls and under calls and whatever. It's just a lot of it's definitely more spot dropping than I want. And they was attacking the linebackers. Again, a lot of intermediate and short stuff. What does that attack linebackers? Play action. What does it do? All the linebackers run up. You have Quincy is listen, he had a couple of good games. He's a backup at best. He's lost. He shoots upfield, try to get hands on. He falls to his face. You have Sherwood, who I don't know if he was supposed to robot. He's gonna shoot up for the run, and then he's gonna run back to look for any crossers. That looks like what he does. Or just get into his zone again, if Bida's on or not, whatever. You have a 3-man route concept with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in coverage, and you have one guy wide open. It's 6 versus 3, and one guy is wide open. Tell me that those numbers don't make sense, right? So nobody carries him. Most likely that's Quincy's fault. It is Quincy's fault because he's definitely supposed to be in the zone here and just shoots and just gets off balance and is on his fucking face. Again, Mac Jones sees that because he's going to read 1, 2, 3 most likely. Sees it wide open. Wide open. As easy as it's going to be. Look at that window. This is the NFL. 6 guys in coverage, 3-man route concept. Wide open for, 25-yard game. Okay. 27-29. Pat's too easy. No shit. I don't know if there's miscommunication here. I don't know exactly what it was. But you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, you have a 6-man blitz. Looks like you have man, cover 1, hole. Now I don't know if they had some type of call like a cut call or whatever it may be, where he's robbing anything inside. Where Sherwood's robbing anything inside, and if this number 2 is a cut inside, then Carter were to drop, because it doesn't make any sense that Carter opens up like this and then just allows him to break inside. Was it a miscommunication, or was that just a really shitty play by Carter? Because I can't tell. You would like to see typically that he and like a hole, he would gain more depth. I don't know why it's such a shallow drop. A 2-yard drop. What is he covering? Is he walling instead of a hole? Is he supposed to take anything only within 5 yards and then wall it off, or is he supposed to be in a hole? It's so hard to tell sometimes because it looks so bad. But Carter's apparently in man covered, but he's allowing him to be inside. Allows him to be inside. Cut, boom, wide open. How's your blitz going to get home? If guys are wide open. Again, miscommunication or just really bad play by Carter. I'm leaning more to miscommunication because that was just terrible. I don't know. Jets blowing D. Okay. Just swing routes, overs, screens, flats, just wide open, you know. And again, in terms of their principles, you know, what are they in the meeting room? Because you obviously have it's man, one. Now, if these guys automatically cross, do they like funnel them where now they switch? It depends. Like, do they have like a push call? Like, okay, he broke to my side, he broke to his side. Now we switch assignments. Because if you look at it, that's what happens, and you're going to see May signal that he's going to take 16. That's what it looks like, at least. You're going to see him see that, and you're going to see his hand go out, like okay, push or whatever the call is for them. He realizes that's not happening, and he's an oh shit moment because he takes his man initially by alignment, and now May, who just tried to make it looks like he tried to make a call, the guy is look how much he's outflanked him, wide open. Mac Jones notices it, throws it, walks it in for a touchdown on 3rd and 7. Let's see. Okay, a couple more plays left of the defense. Jets D, too easy. Linebackers. Okay, some of that stuff just does not make sense. Just people running wide open again. Just look at this. Deep drop, little bench route, whatever you want to call it from Bolden, wide open. And in terms of their drops, again, it looks like you have a cover 3, but you have 2 linebackers who in the middle, so people might blame this on is that Marcus May? It looks like so you have Eccles, Hall, Davis, Marcus May. So it looks like a 3 sky. So May initially widens to play the flat because he's going to match up to any vertical sum of him. So he's going to take that. May gets into his drop, looks inside to see if there's anything working underneath of this, like a hawk concept or whatever it may be. That's what happens. May does a good job getting underneath of that because this outside route carried Hall. So now he wants to guard against that. So it's not May's fault. So May does a good job actually getting back underneath of what's his name. But you have 2 linebackers who, after the initial play action, literally open up the same side. So what are they supposed to be doing? Typically, you open up to the side you're on. So if you're on the field side, open up to the field. If you're on the boundary side, open up to the boundary. These guys both open up away from their guys. So is he supposed to take what is going on? Does that make sense? Does not make sense? Again, you'd guess that Sherwood would open up towards this side of match, and you'd guess that Cashman would open up, and see this outbreak, and then see if there's any if there's a 2 or 3. Like there's 3 guys on the side, 1, 2, 3, and you only have 2 guys responsible for 3 guys. How does that make sense? Typically, again, you'd have it be where he drops, he's responsible for the 3. This is like a fast 3, which basically he gets outside. He can either match the 3, but then they can have a push call where if he gets outside initially, then he pushes that to the sky to the curl to flat, and then he matches the 2 that becomes a 3. That doesn't happen. You have Marcus May who's stuck in a rock between a rock and a hard place. He does a good job matching that. Cashman's doing nothing. Like the concept of this just does not make sense. where Cashman's looking to the two from the field before Sherwood does. Like I just he's open in the flat. He takes it easy yardage again. It just I don't get what's happening there. Okay, throwback. Again, pitch it outside, fake it like a run, just get some depth, throw it back to Mac, and then they're supposed to be, you have the overs coming. 1-2. This is open headed. If that's not open, you hit the intermediate. Cashman notices it. The last second, oh shit. Runs back to Mac Jones and misses a sack because it's Blake Cashman, the guy who never missed college as a what school did he play at? I forget. But I think it was PFF put out that he never missed a tackle. And the first game I watched, he missed like 3 tackles. I was like, how? I don't get it. What do they consider a missed tackle? Does he actually have to get hands on to miss a tackle? Or is he getting juked out in the open field to miss tackle? So good job by Cashman recognizing it. He blows it up. Good job by even Marcus May and Hall noticing it, feeling it. Good job by Hall just maintaining his contact. Hands on. He got beat before. He's not getting beat with any tricky shit now. Hands on, hands on, hands on, hands on. Read it, match. So good job by Hall, not getting beat twice. That's important because a lot of guys are here would see this run, shoot, and now he's wide open. So good job by Hall. Good job by May recognizing it. Cashman too. But again, you have Mac Jones, who is probably the if not, probably the least athletic quarterback in the NFL. Jukes out Cashman. Perfect. Let's watch it from this angle. Pitch, throwback, Cashman. Again, take an inside-out angle because if he's going to try to run to the outside of you, you're just going to tackle. You're going to tackle him because he's definitely not going to outrun you. But based on your momentum going outside, where do you think he's going to try to go? Inside of you. Cashman's angle's too high. Again, for him to catch this ball and then try to outrun you to the sideline would be the dumbest thing you could possibly do. So if anything, the only thing he has on you is to go underneath. Just like that's just like what's the word I'm looking for? That's like just like instincts. Angle too high, breaks the sack, throws out of bounds. So good and bad. Good job by the corners and the state, or by Marcus May and Hall. Bad job by Cashman. Next. Did I miss something here? Hold on. 36. Why did I not put that in there? Oh, okay. Well, it's in here now. Jets D, too easy, man. Again, just people's running wide open. What was the call exactly? Sometimes it's a little bit hard to tell when people blow coverages. Looks like it could have been man. You have man. Looks like man right here. Or sorry, it looks like you have hold on. Maybe they're funneling. It looks like you have man coverage. He drops because his guy stays into block. He presses up a little bit because it looks like they might be funneling the running back, depending on where he breaks. That guy takes him, and man, the other guy drops into like a hook zone or a hole. So I don't know exactly what's going on in terms of Carter here, because you have two guys on the outside. He's really heavy inside. Eyes into the backfield, eyes into the backfield, eyes into the backfield, eyes into the backfield. Out, wide open. How is it so wide open? What's going on? Who is responsible for him? To me, it looks like man. Now, could it have been? Could it have also been maybe a 3 robber. Like there's some other stuff it could have been, but nonetheless, it could have been like a three robber. With him robbing, and then you had however many guys blitzing, these 3 guys underneath. But then he'd still have to widen with the 2. So whether even if it was a zone call, I'm assuming he's responsible for the 2. Inside, and he's wide open. And Mac Jones, all he's doing is play actioning, reading deep to or 1 or 2. Not going to take this. 2 is wide open. Take the 2. Easy. Boom. 1st and 10, whatever it is, 10 yards. It's just so simple. No wonder why he looks so good. Okay, I give him his credit, but look at all these freaking plays. Okay. Cashman question mark. Okay, you have more man coverage. Man, hole, man, 1. No, this didn't look. Maybe it wasn't a true 1 right here. Maybe they're like bracketing or coning the 1 right there because he is dropping heavy to him and just reading him. So maybe they're doubling this. Nonetheless, Cashman is responsible for the running back, and he sees him release just fast to the outside. He sees it. Lackadaisical. Just lets him outrun him right for a first down. Second and 5, 2nd and 6, and sees it. But guess what? Look at your leverage. Why are your eyes back inside? Get over top of him. Race outside. Get over top of him. This is your assignment. You're not, take it. He's just allowing him to throw it to him. Now you're putting yourself in a position where he's wide open with 8 yards of space in a 1-on-1 situation in the open field. Because for whatever reason, he widens and just lets him have it. For what reason? And then even after that, the angle is bad because now he's running to the sideline. And if the throw was on point, if the throw was leading him outside and a little bit over the shoulder, he's probably going to run for a touchdown. Thank God he had to slow down because the ball's a little bit behind him. Because then he probably could turn for a touchdown. Because if he didn't have to slow down here, Cashman doesn't catch up. So why? I don't know. It's pretty simple shit. I'm not talking about anything crazy here. Davis beat touchdown. I would say -6. He actually played okay this game, which again, he gave a touchdown, so it's not great, but you have he's right. I think he's right here. Ashton Davis. I believe that's him. Let's see. Yeah. Touchdown. Great catch by Hunter Henry. Sure. But again, responsible for him. Now what happens here? He does a good job staying relatively patient and staying over the top. But at that point, when they come to the contact window, he reaches. He's not on balance there. His feet aren't following his hands, so his hands are defeated, which his outside arm gets chopped. Now he's off balance. Good job with a little peek technique back. Little nod. Gets off the field. The reason, it doesn't look like terrible coverage here, but the reason he loses balance is because he's leaning to his hands. Again, your feet have to go with your hands. You don't want to get your feet stuck and reach because then you're gonna be off balance. Whereas if he was to get a shuffle in here and follow his hands instead of his hands reaching, so then now he'd be over the top and completely smother the route. But because the hands don't follow again, now he's reaching. He gets off balance when he cuts upfield, falls, touchdown. I got 4 more plays from the defense. or I have. Sorry, English. Too easy, Patso. All right. Let's watch. Like, this is just film study, because I know personally that this look from the Pats, when you have a tighter split from when it's a 3-by-1 look for the Pats, and you have the running back on the side of the one, and it's a tight split versus a man look. I've seen the Pats do this a ton. They run a pick and a flare, a flat, a bench, whatever. Again, I don't. Bench is more up the field than out to me, where flat just a flat, but nonetheless swing. But they do this all the time. This is I've seen this from the Pats over the years for the last 5-6 years. Got to be aware of this. And I guarantee you, the next time you watch them or the next time the Jets play them, you will see this look again. Versus man, they love to do this. Got to be aware of it. Phillips is in coverage. Again, and if you're in man coverage, why is his first step aggressively upfield? I don't know. Because again, if he's going to break anywhere, it's most likely going to the outside. But even nonetheless, it could be inside. It could be a play action, whatever. So I'm not going to kill him with that. But now he's out leveraged. Now he has to race to the outside. So if he goes underneath, he's screwed, because he's not going to be able to get over. He's not going to, if he dumps it off to him, there's no way he's going to get underneath of this and then be able to outrun to the sideline. So now you need to go through him or go over the top of him. Just based on alignment, you have to be aware. This is a pre-snap thing more than post-snap to me. But he's already out leveraged you. So you got to get a shuffle in, just stay over the top right off the jump. So now you're already out leveraged with an aggressive step upfield. If he breaks outside, you're screwed. That's exactly what happens. Now pair that with this natural rub, the pick. Can't go underneath of it again. There's no way. So you have to go over the top. So it's set. Boom, hit. Easy first down. You're talking about a swing route that gains what? 3, 8, 13, 19 yards, 20 yards, 19, 20 yards on a swing. That's it. Just a swing. Mac Jones is great. It's all he read Phillips the entire way there. He dropped while reading Phillips. Drop, read Phillips. Okay, that's going to be set. Throw it. Boom. Too easy, like I labeled it. See again. Just if I were any team ever, I would just play action and just attack the Jets, the Jets second level. Just run guys deep, run off the deep guys, and just throw like a Y cross here. That's all it is. Clear out this guy, Y cross. Play action. All the linebackers bite up. The intermediate bites up. And what are you supposed to do here? You have him responsible for him responsible for him. Marcus May's not going to drive down this right away. He's not in man coverage. This is a linebacker responsibility. It's an intermediate. But they bite up so hard in the play action, and he just sneaks through. Nobody matches it. You think that somebody, most likely Phillips, would see him leaking out here and match him. Nope. Lets him go. Wide open. How easy does it get? Like, defense was brutal. Like, there was very few plays they made that were good. Like, there was a couple here and there, but for the most part, they just drove it down our throats the entire game. Obviously, they did. It's 54 fucking points. It goes without saying, right? Eccles be deep. Again, I think he's a guy who could he develop into a starter? Sure. I'm not going to just give him a couple of games. I think he's more of a 4 or 5, like a decent, like a solid backup player. But again, I've been impressed with him for what he is as a 6th-round pick. But you want to see stuff like this cleaned up. Man coverage. And for the most part, they've done a pretty good job, staying patient. Watch Hall. Patient. Gets a good 2 shuffles in, gets hands on. Now, my problem with Eccles right here is his feet are pretty patient, but he stems a little bit outside, and instead of shuffling it over the top, he kind of just opens the gate. You see, he opens and just gives him that open hip, and he just takes it. That's all that happens. Just get a shuffle and get over top of him. So nonetheless, okay, not that bad here. He's still in like fine covered. That's not bad. It's really not like the worst place to be, but he gets stacked. Now the problem is here. I do not like him turning back to the ball, especially when you have to be hip to hip or over the top. You have to be like squeezing him so hard to the sideline, hip to hip, or if completely stacked it to look back like that. And even if you did stack and you're looking back like that, if it's a back shoulder ball, you could be screwed. So I don't, with this much space and you're not hip to hip, like I'm talking about like truly hip to hip, it's not a good idea to look back, because now you lose the receiver. You lose a receiver. So if the ball isn't right there and it's not underthrown, you're not going to really make a play on it. So at this point, he needs to continue to just work into him, squeeze him to the sideline, watch the eyes. But you're going to see him right here, look back, and then lose a receiver. It's that moment that he loses the receiver. We're going to watch right here now. You say it kind of like slows up a little bit. And again, obviously turn your head like that, it slows you up too. So now he's beat. Whereas if, again, he just stayed with him and kept running, this guy's not going to outrun him because Eccles is fast. It's because he turns his head and tries to locate the ball. Now he naturally slows down. So opens it, gives it to him right there. Not a brutal play by him, but it could be cleaned up, obviously, when it got beat. Jets blown D. This is the last play of the defense. Thank God. I'm sure there might be another bad one somewhere, but Jets blown D. Weird. Okay, now you have another. Now you have the fullback just running into the flat, wide open. Crazy, right? It's just all these deep overs and digs and post and 9 routes and comebacks and out routes that Mac Jones is hitting. I was really impressed. I hope you can sense the sarcasm. But what happens again? Just communication between the Jets defense. They're clearly in a man look. He follows, and again, every time a guy follows does not mean it's a man look. The guy can follow and just change zone responsibilities with another guy. So people say that all the time. Oh, well, if he follows, it's man. It's not always true. Now, could it be? Yes. But to say 100% true, no. So in this instance, you do have a man look. He follows, but responsibilities change somewhere. Where you have the communication here from, I think, Phillips, where now he's going to be the hole and he's going to be in man on the running back. So you have that exchange. You'd see that right there, the communication. So now he's in man. He's a hole. He looks like he's in man on him, and he thinks he's on man on Hunter Henry. So you have miscommunication somewhere in here between these 3 guys. Whoever was supposed to pick up the fullback, somebody does not. So you have the responsibility. He switched with Phillips. Again, now he's in man. That's fine. But whether it be Carter or May or Phillips, one of them was supposed to hit the fullback. Nobody did. And then you have Phillips I think it's Phillips, have an oh shit moment. Nobody took him because you have 2 guys carrying the same guy. It's not supposed to happen. One of those guys was supposed to be, I'm going to assume it's Carter or May were supposed to be on the fullback, and he was supposed to be in a hook or in a hole. That's what it looks like to me. Miscommunication. He's wide open in the flat, takes it. Now again, that a flat that just went for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about 32 yards ish. I think that's not exact, but like, come on, how many flat routes and swing routes they beat for this game? So that's the defense. Okay. Coaching kind of already like lost some steam, but what changed? They had it figured out. They looked at themselves in the mirror. They it's going to change coming out of this week. We had some confidence. Some fans had confidence. Nothing changed. That's great. Offense, again, starts off run, pass, which not always bad. But again, when you've been doing that all freaking year, you want to change tendencies. You're on the road. Start off with a play action deep shot. Do something different. But their tendency is to run on first down in the first quarter. So teams have analytical departments and say, hey, they run on first down 70% of the time in the first quarter, play run. They play run. On the road, especially, you're expecting run. So that wasn't great. Say what you will. Michael LaFleur also designed a screen with Elijah Moore as your main blocker, who, if you're looking at the team, is the worst blocker on offense as a receiver, at least as a receiver. But you have Keelan Cole, who's a good blocker. You have Denzel Mims, who's a good blocker. You have Davis, who is a good blocker. But no, you're gonna have Elijah Moore as your main blocker on a screen. Makes a lot of sense. And we'll even look at that design screen because I don't even think the design of it makes sense. You have an outside receiver versus an outside defender with a bubble. He's going right into the block. I don't even like the design of it. 4th and 1, you have Ty Johnson running up the middle. Ty Johnson has bad vision. I don't get why. I get he runs hard, but he's not a good running back. Like on a 4th and 1, Ty Johnson running the ball. You have Michael Carter, who 1 breaks like every first tackle he's ever come in contact with. 2 is small, so in all that traffic he can get lost. And 3, if Peter was on the team for one reason, it would be to be a power back. Why is he not in the game running up the middle on 4th and 1? Ty Johnson? Where the fuck is Josh Adams? Jets outscored 106-20 in the first half this year. I will repeat that: 106-20 in the first half this year. That is laughable. Laughable. Simple reads. When Mike White came in, you had stick concepts and flat sevens and 5-7s and all these simple reads. High low, in out, high low, in out, in out, in out, high low. It was all simple stuff. But when we talk about Wilson, wanting to get Wilson going in the beginning of the game, get him in that rhythm, you don't see that. You see 15-yard digs, 10 yards past the sticks on 3rd down. Whereas Mims, I don't know. Another question for the coaching. We talked about the defense already. More 2 design touches, only 2. This is his 4 design touches in the 5 games he's played, 4.5, whatever the fuck it is. Even this game, you saw it with the Falcons. They had something working with Patterson. They've had it working all year. Let's get him the ball. Moore, when he gets the ball in his hands, he's making it work. You only have 2? That's not even excusable. Why not 3? Why not 4? Oh, the first drive, hey, instead of running up the fucking middle, why not throw a reverse or something like that to Moore or end around or whatever it may be? Change it up. Not runs up the middle on first down every time. That's legitimate. That's something that's legitimately concerning. They haven't scored in the first quarter in 6 games. This is 2021 NFL football. You haven't scored in the first quarter? That's 6 quarters of not scoring. A game and a half they just have not scored. Not even a field goal. No creativity on 3rd and 4th and short. And some people will say like, oh, well, sometimes when creativity doesn't work out, people will be like, oh, we should have just ran the ball. I'm not one of those people who's Monday night morning quarterback everything, but the Jets are the worst team by almost about a yard. I believe it's third and fourth and less than 1 or 1. But the typical, I think it's like Samini who might have put this out on Twitter, or somebody put it on Twitter, maybe it's PFF or maybe ESPN Stats and Info. I forget exactly what it was. But the typical yards that are gained on like third and fourth and 1 are like 1.2. The Jets are averaging like 0.3 yards, like almost a yard less in a 1 yard situation. Terrible. Brutal. You can't score. You no creativity. No simple reads for Wilson to get him going. Third and 1 and fourth and 1. When you do get there, you can't even convert it. So you have a quarterback who's typically throwing from third and long, and even when you do make it third and fourth and 1, you don't put the ball in his hands. You put it in the running back's hands, and there's no creativity. The defense from the coaching, again, they were gashed on traps and screens. There's a situation where both me and Robbie said at the same exact time that they're blitzing on third and long versus screen happy team. You'd think versus a team that runs a lot of traps and draws and screens, you want to be a little bit more conservative on third and long because they run screens. So if you have guys blitzing, if you have 6, 7 guys, guess what? Now a running back, a fullback, a tight end leaks out for a screen. Now he's in space with blockers versus lesser players because you just had 6 guys running for no fucking reason. You just helped the offense on a screen. But they did it multiple times this game. Blitzing on third and long. Screen happy team. Doesn't make sense. Just like last week. Blitzing, fine. But you have a team that likes to throw it short with the veteran quarterback who can pick apart zones. And what do? You instead of running man like you've been doing all year on blitzing situations on third and long, third down, now you run zones. Why not man? So they looked themselves in the mirror and figured it out.